Hello, everybody. I'm Chetna Belgire. Welcome to Inside View. This week, we're going to talk about, the something which is very important and which was something very unfortunate that happened in Telangana. This is about the Srisailam Left Bank Canal tunnel collapse. So, to discuss this, I have with me my colleague Sumit Jha, who has been closely covering the SLBC tunnel collapse in Telangana. Sumit, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me here.
Thank you. Sumit, you have been on the ground speaking with workers who narrowly escaped and even witnessing the desperate rescue efforts. So, first of all, let's talk a little about what this whole tunnel is and what exactly happened there. So, let's hear all of this from Sumit. So, Sumit, first of all, first question: what is this SLBC tunnel? What was that altogether? What project was it? What was going on there?
This Srisailam Left Bank Canal tunnel. Before going to this tunnel, but like we have to understand the like Telangana, like how Telangana is geographically is structured. So, uh, Nalgonda district, where has like first of all, it has low water density, underground water density, and whatever the water density is available there, it was like the fluoride content in those water is quite high.
Mm.
So, and as well as like for years, many government from NTR to YSR, everyone looked for a solution to get rid of one fluoride content in water, as well as uh, also like look for the irrigation, increase the output of agriculture in Nalgonda district. So the tunnel was conceptualized in 1985, but it started to be built in 2005. 2007 it actually started, and the tunnel is like there are two parts of the tunnel. Tunnel one, which is 44-kilometer long from Srisailam to Manivedipalli. Like that is a current location, current tunnel which is being built, and then government planned another 7.25 kilometer long, extending from Talder. I am not able to pronounce that name. Teldevarpalli to Nadugampalli. It's all in Nalgonda district. Srisailam, like the starting point is at Domalpenta. It is in Nagar Karnool district, and the input is at Domalpenta, which is in Nagar Karnool district, and output is in Manivedpalli, which is in Nalgonda district. So this is 44-kilometer long. Around 35 kilometer of this tunnel has already been excavated. From one side, from input side, it is 14 kilometer where this accident happened on 22nd of the February.
Mhm. So on 22nd, now, on 22nd February, when you heard that this happened, so what exactly happened there? Did you first find out what happened? So how did you go with this story? What went behind, getting information? Were you already following this particular, the way the tunnel is going, all that? Were you already following this, or, were all the other journalists also looking at it, or did everybody's attention go to it only on 22nd February?
You see, it like most of people's attention went on 22nd, but before that also there was one issue of irrigation.
Okay.
With the there was a politics behind it that uh, VRS government, which was there till last year, till December 2023, for around 9.5 years, they did one of the largest irrigation project in the state, that is Kaleshwaram irrigation project, and lift KLIS, Kaleshwaram Lift Irrigation Project, scheme and project, whatever you can call. Uh, and to showcase that, okay, we are also with the people and will do something for the irrigation. Congress government came and said that, oh, we uh, already have a project which was going since 2007. We want to develop that project and we want to make it like want to get it done. So they even started to give. So this SLBC tunnel was not not a single inch of excavation happened in last 5 years. It just 5 days before the incident, they have started to operate the tunnel boring machine, and the is the Telangana government, the Congress government wanted it to go it fast so that they can showcase that, okay, we also have a irrigation project in our name. And that's why, so they allocated 14 crore rupees per day on the basis of per day for the company, JP Associates, who is looking for this construction. And so that's how it was in the news. It was not in the news because of the accident, but that, okay, the Congress government in
Politics
Telangana is also
involved.
doing. Yes.
Hmm. So, no, my question is also that, whether, okay, now that you're saying that the entire attention went there, so were there any, when you went there, what had actually happened? And if you can give us a brief, now you've seen the location, what exactly did the location look like? First of all, how many workers were there? What did you actually see there when you went that day?
Okay. Yeah. So, 22nd, when the incident happened, that day exactly at around 7 a.m., all the workers. So, uh, uh, there
How
are
many of them were
around,
roughly around?
can you hear me clearly now?
How many workers were there roughly about?
Yeah, so there are more than 140 workers,
Okay.
including the engineers and project managers.
Mhm.
They work in shift, 8 hour shift, three shifts. So night shift workers have just returned, and the morning shift workers had started to go. They
Okay.
took the local train. That is around the tunnel is inside around 14 kilometer. They went inside the tunnel, and there were seepays. The water was falling from the excavation. They have done some excavation, and the water was falling. The word which I heard there in Dolpenta, when I was talking to any of the expert and even the rescue team, they were using the word fault lines.
Okay.
Fault, FOULT, fault line.
Mm.
So it in geographical terms, they explain this to me that there can be anything. There can be seepage. There can be uh, like even those rocks can fall on them. Anything can happen because that is very geographically imbalanced place.
So you mean to
It's
say the
fractured.
workers knew these things. They will know that, there is danger and there are these warning signs. So they will know all of these things usually.
Yes, yes, and this was happening. The seepage was happening since uh, for quite time, and like for 5 years there was no work, no boring work, but the molds were being put in inside the tunnel. Even the workers were putting some POPs to cover those fault lines, seepage. That day, what happened when they went? There were 8 workers who were in the front, who were 4 workers, labor, and two engineers and two experts. Who are 2 experts are from the Robbins. The Robbins company is the one who runs this tunnel boring machine, TBM machine. Two experts from Robbins were there, two from JP, and 4 laborers were there. Suddenly, a mold fell between the front side and the back side of the tunnel boring machine. The tunnel boring machine is around 200-meter long.
Okay.
So the people who were behind, they just ran from there. Someone ran on the local train, someone ran by feet. It took 1.5 hours to reach there. When they reached at the like out at the entrance of the tunnel, they started to count everyone. They started to count the number, how many people went inside. There were around 60 people who were around 50 people who went inside. So they counted. But to find out that who were the actual people inside, they started to check the attendance sheet. They checked the attendance call, and then they realized that, okay, there are 4 laborers, 2 engineers, 2 experts from Robbins, and it happened within 15 to 20 minutes of they started to work in the morning.
Mm.
And yes, then they realized that, okay, 8 people are stuck inside the tunnel, and now they inform the authorities. They inform like even the higher authorities, as the irrigation minister Uttam Kumar Reddy. He reached that day, and he tried to like ask that, okay, what can be done, but it's
So do
been
you think
today's.
So do you think that they knew once this tragedy happened, when you went there and you spoke to people who actually managed to come out and you spoke to several families there and all that? So what did you like as a journalist and as a human being yourself when you go and cover such disasters? I know I have covered some of these, and I know the confusion in us and how do we approach this? It's always a chaos there, right? So in this situation, when you spoke to them, were they hopeful that did they know that it is not going to work, or it's been how many days now? It's almost uh,
Today is 11th day.
11th day, right? So the first day when you met them, the day you met them, were they hopeful, or did you see that they have given up on these people
No,
already?
yeah,
The
yeah. See,
family.
that's the family is very hopeful. I met parents. I met actually I met three family members, different people's family members. All of them were workers. I did not meet any engineers family, but everyone was hopeful that okay, something will come out from them. Like they will hear the news that okay, they are alive, they are uh, safe. But at the same time, when I'm talking to any of the expert, leave the expert, the second in command at that rescue site, one of the officials from the Telangana government, the day I reached, and the next day, it was on Monday. It happened on Saturday, 22nd of February. On 24th morning, that person told me that, okay, there is no chance of the workers being alive there. They can't be alive now. And at that point of time, that person told me that they are not trying to save the life, but they are trying to retrieve the body from that tunnel, so that at least there will be like there will be a proper
Yes.
records of things. Otherwise, they will be called missing. And according to some section of our BNS, that for 7 years, if the body won't be found, the person will be called missing, not dead. So to even help out the family, they wanted to retrieve the body first of all. Until now, it has been quite a long process to retrieve the body.
But you stayed there for quite some time, right? What was what was what was the reactions of the families there? Like, if there is any personal stories they had to share, anything of that sort at all, did you see any of that coming from them?
So I spoke mostly to the workers, laborers who were there, and
Yeah.
talking to them. One thing most of the laborers, all of them, laborers were from Jharkhand. One is from only one place, that 45 kilometers radius of Gumla district of Jharkhand. And all of them have one story that they uh, I really want to find out that the workers, the laborers who were working in that tunnel, they were just getting mere 12,000 rupees per month. And if they used to work for 2 hours, 3 hours extra, they used to, like, their salary used to come for 14,000, 15,000. And since last 5, 7 years, they did not get salary on time. But there was one surety that they will get the salary. So even after all these hardship and everything, all these workers were that, okay, I'm not getting any work at my home. I am not getting anything at my home, and I don't have any skill to work beyond the agriculture field. So at least I'll have in their own way, in their own CV, that okay, I have work experience working inside a tunnel, working on tunnel boring machine. So they were happy about that. Okay, they are working.
How old were
Uh,
these people, Sumit? No,
Yes,
major.
none of them were even like these laborers. I spoke to many of them. One laborer who was only 16 years old in 2009 came to that place, and none of them are even beyond 32, 35 years old. Everyone is quite young. They are family. One guy, Sandeep Sahu, he recently got his sister's married. I spoke to his father. His father told me that he was planning, last time he went to home in Gumla district in September. So he asked his son Sandeep Sahu to get married. He said that I'll come after Holi. That is on 15th of this month, 15th of March. So I'll come after Holi. and we'll plan about the marriage. So that guy, Sandeep Sahu, father was telling that he was planning to get his son married this summer. So like there are very like personal stories. One guy, the worker who just like ran away from that, he ran for around 14 kilometers from that when that incident happened. He was telling that when he informed his wife, he was telling that like take your bag and come back home right away. I don't want to see my kids. They are just that guy was only 29-year-old, and he has 4-year-old daughter and 3-year-old son. So he was telling that his wife wanted him to come back home. And did not want him to work in Telangana. So there are many personal stories related to that also. Uh, and the most important thing is that one thing when JP Associate chairman Jayaprakash Gaur went to the tunnel, uh, like he made a statement that we are trying to retrieve the body. The word was body.
Mm.
So and he went on Wednesday. Yes, after 5 days of the incident, and everyone like none of the official wanted to confirm it, but everyone got an idea that okay, yeah,
That's the truth
no
that
one is alive there.
yeah.
Yeah.
That is really, really saddening. I'm sure these personal stories must have you ever covered a disaster like this before? Like where people, other than the COVID times that we saw, the worst COVID times, and you've been a health reporter. So, have you been to any such kind of disasters? Have you covered?
No, 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 I have not. This was my
Was
like.
What were the thoughts that were going on in your mind around this time? Like, what was it that was playing on your mind? Because many of
So,
the time, journalists
eh,
don't get to tell their stories. I think Inside View is where we actually talk about what went behind reporting this and what actually could go through in a journalist's mind as well, right? So, what was it that was going on in your mind? In your mind?
I was hoping that okay, some miracle will happen, and like when I'll be returning from there, I'll have a story that how those people survived inside the tunnel. That kind of thought I had.
True, yeah.
I also because I had this thought right now I'm in sitting in Hyderabad, but uh, uh, 3 4 days which I spent there. Only one thing I realized that from there that these incident like I had this perception that from coming from Silkyara tunnel collapse in Uttarakhand that even after 17 days people survived. So something will happen in Srisailam as well, and people will come out. So I like that
What
was
is
the
it
whole.
that I agree that to a great extent. I mean, authorities have now it's almost told, it's like told but not told kind of a situation where that it's very difficult for anybody who would have survived there. So, but what is the difference that you see, in a tragedy like Uttarakhand, what happened, and here when you went and saw the difficulty level of what people who were trying to rescue them were going through. You met them as well, right? So what was it that they were saying that was difficult?
Okay, so the situation between Silkyara and here in Sirsalam is quite different. Uh, the thing is that um, the geographical area. Uh, It's like there the rocks are different. It's a Deccan Plateau. Water seepage is quite high in that area,
Mm.
and because of that water seepage. So what exactly happened uh, here in this that in Silkyara, the workers, the 47 workers, they got stuck in on the other side of the tunnel. There was excavation in the middle where all the debris fell, and the workers got stuck on the other side. But here the situation was quite different. The tunnel boring machine was at the end of the uh, was at end of that on that rock, and uh, this the mold which was over the tunnel boring machine, it fell on the side around that 40 meter. So people got stuck here, that
Okay.
40-meter zone.
Mm.
And that 40-meter zone is like the water was seeping at the speed of 5,000 liters per hour. That
Oh,
is around, and along with that, debris was there, mud was there. So, like first day, some of them were able to through the local train they were able to reach at the end. But from second day, they were only able to reach, one second, yeah, they were only able to reach 12 kilometer of that 13.85 kilometer train. And then from there, for 11 point, for 1.1 kilometer, they have to walk on that conveyor belt. There was a conveyor belt through which the debris used to come outside, and uh, and then there was 600 meter of only silt mud mixed with water. On that, they have to walk to reach the tunnel boring machine. So that uh, the debris was around uh, uh, 2,000 square cubic meter, which is will take around for
Yeah.
months to clear out that kind of
Now,
stuff.
what is the progress been like now? It's 11th day, and then we see there's a lot of drama happening. I mean, we
Mm.
see that ministers are going, and then there's a helicopter being. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you have visuals from all of that, and they're talking about foul smell as well from there. So, what is now? What is happening? What is the progress like? Will they even reach there, or will they give up? They have a deadline. What is it like?
So, like this is the benefit of us not writing a story, but talking here during inside view all these aspects. Uh, First element, none of the rescue workers, they did not like any of the ministers, any of the politicians visiting there. Because if a minister or any politicians visit there, even a small time MLA visit there, then there should be a protocol which needs to be followed. Protocols that the higher official has to receive them, pick them, and sit with them and do the meeting. So for 3 4 days, continuous 3 4 days, all the ministers were going, all the office these Jupli Krishna Rao, Uttam Kumar Reddy, Kompti Reddy, Venkat Reddy, Bhatti Vikramarka, all of them, like for continuously 4 days went, and all the officials were saying that for 4 hours, for 6 hours every day, they wasted sitting with them, following the protocol. So they did not like, they wanted them to be there to help them over the call, but they did not like them to be there. On top of that, few MLAs for both the ruling party as well as BJP went there. So, and even the rescue workers, one of the army official told me that they come here for the photo op, but they even don't know what is, like how long is the tunnel. Uh, it's not, so they were quite mixed with the politicians visiting,
Obviously, the work
hindering
gets
their work.
halted, right? I mean, the rescue process
Yes.
get affected. Yeah.
Yeah. And the second thing is that, like, why they are not able to rescue? Because uh, they did not, like, uh, first of all, they saw an incident where 8 people are trapped. Many of the people did not want to take any risk, a small risk, so that people who will go there to rescue people out, they will again get trapped in it.
Is that
So for
risk like that now? That risk is still there?
yeah, no, no. So, for first 4 days, they were just planned, like not a single bucket of debris was removed from that tunnel. Not 4 days, but like on sixth day, the first bucket was removed at night. For
Mm.
4 days, they did not do that because everyone was in fear that if we will remove a single bucket of debris, something will happen inside. Like, what if another force of debris is on the mountain and that will fall again on them? So they were not taking any risk. After NGRI, National Geophysical Research Institute, they determined that okay, there is nothing beyond this find. They started to remove the debris. So the actual rescue mission started on sixth day. Then uh, on ninth day, NGRI's GIS device determined that okay, there are some human body inside this, but they are not. They first located it at 3 meter deep. They said that okay, there are 4 bodies. But on Sunday, the Chief Minister Revant Reddy visited the place again, and when this question was asked that okay, when the rescue team is going to retrieve these 4 bodies, He said that no, we have not found the body till now. We are just processing that. So now the last update is that the rescue team has reached the last 19 meter. Uh, this is the wall, and they have reached the 19 meter, and the debris of the tunnel boring machine, that is like that is a 200-meter long machine. Just imagine that how much debris there.
Mm.
So South Central Railway they is helping out in cutting all those boring machine in small parts and taking out. So the uh, right now, as of today morning, the update is that SCR is taking out all the debris of tunnel boring machine, and they have reached the last 19 meter, and they'll slowly they'll clean the silt and the mud which is stuck there. And by today evening, because there will be a bit of a space for the conveyor belt. Conveyor belt is bit high in the tunnel, so
Mm.
they will start the conveyor belts, which will help in uh, rescue mission faster than anything there right
Okay.
now.
So so this can go up to a few more weeks or a few more days.
Uh,
Or is it anything that
so
we can?
the second day when I reached there, second in command official told me that day only that it can go for a week, it can go for a month, it can go for a year as well. So we don't know.
Okay. Thank you, Sumit. I think, you've written great stories from the ground there, and also you've been following it up very closely. And I'm sure, at least now that we know, almost know that I don't think there is any chance of survival of these laborers trapped there. But at least let's hope that the rescue, I mean, they're able to retrieve their bodies at least so that, the family gets a closure and the legal process also becomes easy for them. Sumit, thank you very much. Is there anything you want to add to this?
I just want to say that retrieval of body is quite important here because it will help in getting compensation. It will help in if they have the life insurance claim. It will help in getting those life insurance claim. And if the company has done some insurance for their workers or anything,
Right.
this is going to determine a lot. And it not only like an emotional closure, but also the families. They are coming from very poor family, they will get some financial help because of that. Those traces of the body, which will get out of that tunnel.
Right, right. Thank you very much, Sumit, for all just few years down the line or few months down the line, we might go there to look at the progress the tunnel has made and the irrigation project that is coming up there being completed or not completed. That's how journalism is, and this is all part of
Yeah.
our lives. So, thank you very much for being on the show. That is all we have for today. Keep watching. Please subscribe to South First. We will bring in more such stories that went behind covering that particular story. Thank you very much.